The journey of self-initiation and self-affirmation is a difficult challenge that one has to face at some point in life. In this regard, it is important to establish personal boundaries and learn the power to ignore your own importance. Often we sacrifice ourselves to the needs and desires of others, neglecting our own interests and opportunities for improvement. The purpose of this image is to convey the dynamics that describe the importance of understanding and appreciating our own limitations. We will discuss how walking away from a toxic situation or relationship is not only for your own safety, but also for self-respect and independence. In this material, we will look at various aspects of this process. By considering this matter, we can see that life's breaks affect our relationships with ourselves and others, which can create a stable and fulfilling existence. First, before we start, share your thoughts and feel free to share your thoughts during the video. Expressing one's beliefs and opinions indiscriminately is an interesting and common phenomenon, in which many people spend their time and effort on others, often ignoring their own boundaries and needs. But what is the basis of this process? It can be the result of an internal search for self-affirmation, a deep desire for self-worth and control. Or perhaps these people believe that their self-esteem is intrinsically linked to how they perceive the views of others. When you care too much about other people's opinions, these concerns can turn into a vicious circle with the influence of others. You risk losing your identity. You see the expectations and opinions of others as part of your identity, as if your existence is embedded in others. It can be very exhausting, and in some cases gets you stuck in a loop with a constant struggle to recognize and accept yourself. In the search for acceptance, this journey can be triggered by various opportunities. Some people may feel insecure about their own worth with self-importance, and they are desperate for external validation. Elsewhere, they will find an environment where they see love and attention as meeting the expectations of others, and they believe that this is the true path of love or respect. However, it is important to note that constantly striving for the approval of others can be a lonely and uncertain path. It is an attempt to fill an inner void as always outside. The secret to breaking this cycle may lie in building strong and healthy relationships. Learn how to appreciate your thoughts and needs. It allows a person to follow the path of personal belief and trust rather than the opinions of others. But this is only one component, and it does not entitle one to happiness or self-esteem. Many of us sometimes spend our attention and time on others. But why does this happen? Is it an affirmation of one's identity or a desire to be admired by others? Caring too much about the opinions of others can distract us from the real impact of those decisions. If you are in this situation often, I would like to have a reasonable series of conversations with you to restore your independence and confidence. This experience is commonly referred to as walking away. You may feel it suddenly, but in some cases it is necessary to confirm your strength. In life we meet different people. No boundaries, overly dependent on others, or even cruel and selfish. Showing these people that you're ready to move out not only strengthens your independence, but also gives you back control over your life. The power to walk away is based on two important foundations, not only the ability to say no, but the presence of a clear purpose in your life. If you are prey to the desires of others, or, even better, you feel used or abused, you are likely to be in denial and struggling to define a clear purpose. Having a clear purpose shows the world that you value your life in terms of your limited time and energy. It naturally takes you away from where your self-esteem is most prominent. Focusing on your goal reduces the need for external validation. Remember that walking away is not just a physical act, but an idea of one's strength and dignity. By adopting this style, you send a strong message. You value your life very much. Thank you for your time. Walking away can sometimes feel like a drastic move, but in some cases it can be an important means of affirming your freedom. In the journey of life, we pass through many people. There are different relationships with them. Some are fleeting and fleeting, like leaves in the wind, while others are deep in our hearts. Each encounter gives its own unique narrative to our personal story, whether short or long. Deciding to step back isn't always easy. Often it comes with an emotional undertone, a deep tinge of sadness. But it is important that we control our emotions. It is a sign of our maturity and self-awareness. Knowing when to say goodbye, when to close a chapter, is an important life-building skill. In some situations, this choice may be more difficult for others than yourself, but it is also an act of self-preservation. Opportunities or people that don't suit our lives lead us to new challenges and experiences. This journey of personal experience, the music of encounters and departures, leaves a certain color in the bigger picture of everyone's existence. These bridges of goodbye, sometimes superficial, are integral to our identity. They help us understand our limitations, desires, and who we really are. By sharing these experiences, I hope to spark curiosity and interest in my audience and encourage them to share their stories in a safe environment, reaching new perspectives with new possibilities and the experiences of others. Learn what's on our way. Understanding and respecting certain personal boundaries presents special challenges. Some people can be overly dependent, clingy, and disproportionately demanding, draining our time and energy. These interactions, which are usually well-intentioned, can lead to exhaustion and create an imbalance in the relationship. On the other hand, there are people who cover us with unpleasantness and malice. These people unfortunately view social interactions as an opportunity for manipulation and exploitation. They may act cruelly to pursue their own interests, while disregarding the well-being of others, to defame others, resort to ridicule, criticism, or rudeness. These negative interactions, however difficult, teach us the importance of establishing and maintaining safe boundaries. Identifying and aligning with these personalities is critical to our emotional health and personal growth. It teaches us to stay true to our values, protect our boundaries, and distance ourselves from those who disrespect or harm us. When we don't respect human boundaries, we decide to distance ourselves and then from the department, which sends a powerful message to us and to them. It makes it clear that we are not owned by anyone, and we have the power to choose who we associate with our lives. This is not a ground term for us, but a necessary step towards our improvement and restoration of our abilities. This will to distance oneself is not protective custody, but a personal protective community. By distancing ourselves from or ending relationships with harmful people, we take care of our mental and emotional health. We prefer our permanent location and promote our growth. It is very important that we are the guardians of our own well-being and inner peace. It's true that our actions can have an impact even when people cross the line. It also creates a good opportunity for them to feel the impact of their actions and change their behavior. The power to walk away is actually strengthened by the clarification of two basic pillars, knowledge and perception. The first principle is that word choice is an expression of our own limitations, and this is a powerful and direct method. It communicates your needs, preferences, and limitations without you having to speak. This proves that a clear relationship needs to be maintained in its evolution and development. It's a declaration of independence, showing you're in control, not just by canceling, but by being active. This act is a manifestation of self-respect and self-knowledge. It allows us to avoid events that make us unhappy, commitments that burden us with heavy obligations, and relationships that affect our self-esteem. This word, when used respectfully and rigorously, symbolizes our inner strength and self-confidence. Second, direction is the guide that tells us where we want to go, literally and figuratively. Direction means a sense of purpose, aspirations, and destination in life. Deciding to touch the path and going through the paths to achieve that chosen destination makes things easier according to your personal destination and social goals. Direction helps protect us from negative and disturbing conditions. Knowledge and direction are powerful blades that protect us from dangerous external influences. Direction keeps us on the path to our goals and dreams, helping to strengthen and sustain our personality. Both of these concepts are important in improving our personal health and strengthening our own chosen paths. If you often try to conform your personality to the demands of others or become a spokesperson for others' wishes in more difficult situations, this indicates that you may lack a clear path in life. These are warning signs that tell you to pay attention to yourself. Saying no is usually a desire to avoid conflict or is based on the belief that our needs and wants are less important than others. This impression, which seems harmless at first, eventually leads to self-denial and disapproval, and may even lead to an environment of serious abuse or abuse. Likewise, in the absence of direction, we may have difficulty pursuing our true interests, and we may drift away from our true goals. It's easy to follow and be swayed by the will of others, thereby losing the opportunity to live authentic lives that are truly unique to us. Acknowledging these instances is the first step to change. This is a profound step towards strengthening self-confidence and self-awareness. We understand what really matters in our lives and how we can move toward our goals and desires. After that, we can start practicing goodness. Practice setting your goals carefully by getting in the habit of saying no. In fact, saying no and lacking clear direction can become a weak and disorganized behavior. When we don't act with our own goals in mind, we become more sensitive to the attitudes and interests of others. This lack of self-efficacy can be perceived by others, and sometimes, unfortunately, results. When people perceive the absence of someone's direction, they are motivated to impose their will on that person. It is questionable whether this can ever be direct. But the result is the same. You can live a life based on fulfilling your own desires rather than the expectations and desires of others. It is important to clarify here that setting a path in life does not mean that your future becomes colorless or unchanged. Rather, it means understanding your goals, what's important to you, and making decisions that align with your goals. Direction gives us direction, shows us a path that helps us understand life's challenges and opportunities. Saying no means that we know and respect our own limits and desires. It means not only rejecting unwanted things, but also affirming one's identity and worth. If you're enjoying it, you won't miss out on opportunities. Get a book now. What period is the 21st century? This book offers new challenges that can bring you happiness and abundance in light of ancient strategies. The link to this book is included in the comments. When people are motivated by someone's personal goals, they truly value that person's time. This thinking leads you into a harmful dynamic where we expect you to prioritize the needs and wants of others. Not only do such opportunities not make your hard work go in vain, but they can also set a small example of how important it is to realize the value of time and effort regardless of your own goals and aspirations. This includes valuing yourself and the importance of your goals and aspirations. When you value yourself, you teach others to do the same. For those who consider other people's goals less important, by seeing their point of view, you serve their interests as you meet their expectations. When you spend most of your time looking at the expectations of others in achieving your goals, it can upset the balance between your own and your goals. It highlights the need to clarify one's purpose and direction in life. Working with clear and specific goals helps establish healthy boundaries and leads you to stick to decisions that reflect who you are. It's not that you ignore the needs of others, but that you place your goals at the service of yourself and others. It is very important to understand the importance of time and effort. This includes valuing yourself and the importance of your goals and aspirations. When you value yourself, you teach others to do the same. For those who consider other people's goals less important, by seeing their point of view, you serve their interests as you meet their expectations. This approach is problematic because it only sees the value of your time and effort in terms of helping others and not in terms of your satisfaction and personal growth. This thinking prioritizes your worth over the benefit of others, which can reduce opportunities for self-satisfaction and growth by internalizing your worth. Instead of embracing one's own values, one spends one's time being useful to others. It appears that this type of meaning not only diminishes the importance of your own goals and needs, but can also reduce your self-esteem and life satisfaction. It is important to realize that the idea of being useful to others can be one of many ways to spend your time. Your natural state is revealed when you work hard with your goals. Emphasizing and spending time on what you do, which brings you joy and satisfaction, is taking you to important steps in your journey of identity. It not only shows a clear appreciation of your top priorities, but also shows the value of your time and life. It sends a strong message to you and those around you, showing that every moment is precious and should be appreciated and used. Walking with a clear purpose in life makes others see you differently. This does not mean that you are a person who exploits the possibilities of others, but rather that you are identified with your own desires, ambitions, and emotions. This theory values your ability and intention rather than the ability of others. There are many benefits to setting your own goals. A sense of authenticity and conviction that your actions and decisions reflect your reality and nature. Secondly, it boosts your self-esteem and makes people around you respect you. In this way, your profession also sets an example for others to understand the value of their time. Also, this attitude of commitment can be encouraging to those around you. By seeing your efforts and the results they achieve, you become a positive role model, inspiring others to pursue their dreams and aspirations. As you move toward your goals, you also set healthy boundaries for yourself. You don't accept requests that don't match your preferences. It is very important to take care of your health while fulfilling the wishes of others. Keeping your needs and goals in front of you and avoiding situations that cause you stress or anxiety help you maintain balance in your life. If you find that your boundaries are narrowing or you are being missiled, then you should stay away from these things. This ability is essential for avoiding harmful environments at work, relationships, and friendships. In a professional context, for example, clear guidance helps you recognize when a work situation is intolerable, whether it's problems with colleagues who disrespect your boundaries or if the workload is unreasonable. Knowing when and how to step back is critical to your mental health and career growth. Similarly, in personal relationships, such as marriage or friendship, knowing your goals and availability will tell you when they are one-sided or causing problems. Sometimes it's hard to admit and take courage when close relationships cause more damage. But when you focus on your goals and needs, you'll find that you'll be able to find safe and healthy environments and connections when it's time to step away. This skill is not only to protect yourself, but it is also an expression of your dignity. You must realize your worth and that you exist in opportunities and relationships that are worthy of respect and effective interaction. By demonstrating these concepts, you become aware of your responsibility to stand up for yourself and protect your rights. This should also make other people understand that they too take themselves seriously and value events that help them grow and improve themselves. Focusing on your own path rather than the opinions and experiences of others starts to reduce anxiety. When you focus on your own personal growth and comfort, you become less concerned about the opinions or expectations of others. You realize that you are the one who needs to prove yourself. Such self-awareness and self-confidence, the foundation of a healthy and fulfilling life, sets you free. Staying away from abusive environments is a powerful way to protect your self-esteem and confidence. It is not a sign of weakness, but of strength and self-awareness. With this decision, you have decided not to allow toxic environments or relationships to harm your mental health. This behavior also sends a clear message to the world around you. How you see someone is what you spend your time and energy on. That's your specialty. It's not that you ignore friends, family, or colleagues, but it shows that you value the joy and freedom within yourself when you value your connections. Establishing healthy boundaries is a show of respect you have, and you expect the same respect from others. In a business environment, distance is a strong message, which is especially important during communication. It lets your colleagues know that you have a variety of choices rather than a small window of opportunity, and that your growth isn't limited to a specific contract. It reflects your confidence and intelligence, which plays an important role in negotiations. Intelligence is defined not only by financial wealth or social status, but also by the quality of personal energy, resourcefulness, and creativity. When you adopt this view, you develop feelings of self-confidence and self-sufficiency that stand out and are attractive to others. The notion that the people in your life matter continues in the light of authority. It is important to love and respect others, but it is also important to know that you should not be completely dependent on others for your happiness and continuity. This trust allows you to build stable and healthy relationships where everyone is not dependent on each other. The power of this thought is usually strengthened when freedom is exercised in communication. So, it's clear that when the situation is complicated, you maintain control rather than withdrawing from a negotiation. You do not resort to despair or pressure, but think carefully and realize your choices. You manage work settings and environments. It enables planning and also shows that no matter what, you stick to your principles. You thrive in life by maintaining your standards and sticking to your principles. If you liked this content, please like it. Subscribe to the channel for more information and share your thoughts in the comments. Keep calm. See you next time.